Recognize this? It's back. So this was well received last year. We did the pig trotter bihun. What I'm trying to do today is I'm trying to elevate it in my own way. So if you follow me along, we're going to try this together. So as usual, the first thing you want to do is, yeah, I know this is a lot. It just so happens that we have friends over tonight, so might as well. So you want to soak your bihun or vermicelli first in water, and then also give that a rough cut so it's easy to cook as well as easy to eat. So this is the part that I'm trying to do differently. So I've actually poured out all of the contents from the can and placed it on a tray, and I've drained the liquid separately. The reason I'm doing this is also to take out all the bones. So the last time I mentioned to remove the bones, but I realized as well that if you do it this way, it's so much easier because there are really these tiny bones. So by doing this, I also want to air dry and pat dry it. So because we're going to sear this in the pan, and also separated the mushrooms and the chestnuts from this. So we're only going to sear the pork. Right, so you want to get hold of a deep pan, something like this, and we're going to add in some neutral oil. Be sure it coats all of the bottom of the pan. So we go ahead and add in all of the pork. So you can see that there are actually these tiny bones still, right? So let's just set that aside. What you want to do is spread the pork out, and we're just going to sear this. Just let it take on some color and develop some of the fond on the bottom of the pan. Because this essentially is cooked already, but you see I want to also extract some of the flavor from the pork skin. We're going to add some Shaoxing wine in here, and then at the same time just going to scrape the bottom of the pan and also cook off some of the alcohol. A lot of the alcohol has been reduced. So now we can take out the pork and set that aside. Okay, so in the same pan, just add a little bit more oil. There's already a lot of the fat that was rendered from the pork before. So we're going to start to build flavor in here. We're going to add in next our mushrooms. So the chestnuts that came along in the can, we're adding them back in. I've actually rehydrated mushrooms as well. So the whole ones are from the can, and then the sliced ones are added on. I'm also going to add in some slices of ginger in here. So the good thing is the mushrooms are going to release water, so at the same time, while you're stir frying, you can also start to deglaze or rather scrape the pan, because all that is also flavor. Okay, so next what we're going to do is all of the liquid that came from the can, which we separated, we're going to pour it in. I'm also going to add in a bit of the mushroom soaking liquid from before, some rock sugar, and we're going to basically bring this to a boil, and then once it starts boiling, we can just let it simmer for 3 to 4 minutes and let the flavor develop. It's starting to boil, so reduce the heat. So while waiting for this to simmer, we're going to blanch our vegetables. So here I've got some baby kailan, and we're just going to blanch it for maybe about 15 seconds. So I'm going to add in some abalone sauce, or you can use oyster sauce as well. I'm also going to add in some dark soy sauce. So make sure this is not the one that's a little bit salty or sweet, just for coloring. I'm actually going to add maybe about half a tablespoon of light soy sauce. You can adjust accordingly based on your preference. So next, we want to remove the ginger, the slices of ginger in there, and then we're going to add in our noodles. So you can turn the heat back up as well and make sure all of the noodles gets tossed in with the sauce. So it's also going to cook in here as well. So at this point, we can lower our heat to a sort of medium-low, and we're going to add our pork back in. Also going to sprinkle in some white pepper and then give everything a good toss again. Okay, the last thing to do is to add in our veg. And then now you can switch off the heat and just fold everything in. To finish off, we're just going to drizzle in some shallot oil, and then we're going to sprinkle in a generous amount of fried shallots, and lastly spring onions as well. Yum! Oh my god, it still really hits home, brings back so much memories. What's interesting is the searing of the pork really does add a little bit more depth and flavor to the overall dish, and then finishing it off with the shallot oil obviously also adds a new dimension. So it's basically introducing different layers to the previous version of the dish. Oh my god, so good. Sorry, I can't wait for you guys to try this version and let me know whether you prefer it to the previous one or not. You have to give it a try, trust me, you'll love it. We'll see you in the next one.